What's going on, everybody? This is the Biohazard Mike 88 channel. I'm Mike, and today we're going to be hitting up some movie reviews. First up is going to be Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, followed by Annabelle Comes Home. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, this movie had me pumped coming out. It looked terrifying, and I left the movie unsatisfied. It wasn't as scary as I was hoping. It was by no means is this a bad movie. If you got to watch it. It's a good one-time watch. Would I ever watch it again? Probably not. It was aimed. My problem with the movie is it should have had a good R rating. I think if they had the R rating, this movie would have been awesome. They could have did so much more with it, but instead, it seems like my girlfriend would say, it seemed like it was aimed more towards teens. There was no part in this movie that it made me jump. It had a couple tense moments where I was like, oh, if I was in that situation, I would have been like, look, where's the nearest river? I want to go stick my face in it and drown myself because this situation sucks. Again, like, it's just good. It had a good story. The acting was believable, and the stories they picked from the books were good. The red spot, the big toe, couple more. It's just that it wasn't as suspenseful as I was hoping. There was a scene in it where the kid was like, he's like, I don't want to go in there because I had a dream that I'm gonna die in that room. Okay, so he doesn't go in there. So he stands in the hallway. He's not supposed to be there. So if he gets caught, you know what I mean? He's going to get kicked out of the place. I don't want to spoil anything. You'll know what I see when I see the movie. He sees someone walking by him. So the first thing he does is he fucking runs. He just runs away from his friends. It's like, why would you run away from your friends when you know you're the next one to die? You know what I mean? The next story is going to be about you. So he runs away, which was the stupidest thing. Now he's alone. And then it starts happening around him. So you're like, well, now he's fucked. Why? Why would you run away at that moment? Like that, I don't like that in movies sometimes. I know movies ain't always supposed to be, like, you can't have everybody be smart because then there would be no conflict and everybody would just, you know what I mean? Everybody would survive. But this was a big scene for me where I was like, this was just bad writing because he could have just went with his friends and at least been around people, but instead he just takes off on his own and now he's just alone in the hallway. So I was not big on that scene. Like I said, some of the special effects were good. I like how they kept it to the book a lot. I was disappointed. The big toe scene was a little short for me. I was like, that's my favorite one, and I was like, all right, they cut this one a little bit short. But I mean, I guess it's necessary unless you want a 5-hour movie. Like I said, I enjoyed the story. In my mind, I feel like I would have liked an anthology movie better. You know, you pick the story, you do the movies, you make it dark, go with like The Thing, instead of like the kids find a book and then the stories are writing themselves. So it kind of adds more to the story. But I think I would have liked it just a simple anthology like movie at this point. Like I said, it's go see it. It's a good movie. It's not great. I'm not gonna I probably won't pop it in again. You know what I mean? So check it out. I give it a 7 out of 10. Nothing great. It's not bad. I'm not bashing this movie, so everybody knows it's a decent movie. It's just not that great. So next up, Annabelle Comes Home. And let me tell you, I was worried about this movie. I'm a huge Conjuring 1 and 2 fan. I like the first Annabelle movie. Annabelle Creation comes out, and it's like, man, like, okay, let's just cut it there because this movie was not that good. And then The Nun comes out, and fucking A, that movie was terrible. Too over the top. It was just too over the top for the Conjuring universe. They should have kept it grounded. At this point, I almost lost all hope until The Conjuring 3 came out in the spin-off movies from The Conjuring. And then I'm watching Annabelle Creation, and I'm like, all right, you got the actors that play Ed and Lorraine Warren. I'm like, their screen presence was excellent. When they started off the movie with them, you were like, okay, the same title screen of like that The Conjuring does where the title comes down. Pretty good. I was like, all right, I like what they're doing here. They're keeping it the home with The Conjuring, with the Annabelle, with the title like screen. all right, starts off with Ed and Lorraine. Great scene in the beginning. And then like they explain that the doll is a beacon for other ghosts to get more active. So then this is where, like, I hate to say it, I enjoyed this one better than Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, because I thought they brought the Conjuring universe up a little, like they brought it back a little bit, because I thought the last two with the Nun and Annabelle Creation were shit. And then, so Ed and Lorraine, they leave, and then they leave their daughter with like the babysitter, and her one friend comes over, and her one friend's gonna be like, oh, the room a ghost. And this is where it gets good, because the doll's a beacon for all the haunted shit. That room is filled with different shit, so you get all these different ghosts throughout the movies, like doing shit. And there's a couple times this movie, it made me jump. And my girl was sitting next to me in the car. She screamed at the one scene. I was like, all right. I'm like, this one got me hooked. It's not perfect, but it's still good. You know what I mean? It's still better than the Nun and Annabelle Creation. I liked it better than the first Annabelle. And like I said, the actors that play Ed and Lorraine are back, and their screen presence was amazing. They kept it at home with the title screen of The Conjuring. I love that. They didn't go over the top with the ghosts like the Nun did. They kept it more grounded, a little bit more than what Conjuring 1 and 2 did. But like, there were some good scenes in this movie, some good horror scenes. Like, they don't make their daughter stupid, like, because she obviously knows what's going on with the ghosts. Her parents are the demonologists. So they make her a little bit smarter than the babysitter and her friend. Her friend's stupid. Just so you know, like, you're going to hate her friend throughout the whole movie. But I like this one better. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. And this one I actually would watch again, because like I said, I'm a big Conjuring. I love The Conjuring 1 and 2. I get a little soft. Most people will disagree. If you disagree with this, it's because I love The Conjuring 1 and 2. And I love the Insidious movies. I think James Wan reestablished ghost movies in his own image, and the way he's doing them are good. Just keep the Nun. I can't believe that made what it did, because that movie was bad. I walked out of the theater. Don't go into Annabelle Creation thinking it's going to be as terrible as the Nun. Like, I think the Nun, I think the Valak demon is a great idea. I love the design of it. I just think the movie was too over the top. Let me get off of that movie, because I could go on for days about that. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It's good. Watch it. It's a good one-time watch. Check it out. Like, I don't want to spoil it too much, because it just came out. You know what I mean? It's about a group of friends. They go into a haunted house that's a local legend in their town. They find a book written by this crazy person that supposedly killed kids, and the stories write themselves out throughout the movie. And it's a decent movie. I just wish it would have been. I wish it would have had an R rating. They could have did so much more. Add a little more blood. I know the book is targeted for young kids, but I think that R rating could have really made this. I would have gave, if this movie had an R rating and really went dark, I probably would have gave it a 9 out of 10, because I see what they could have did, but I see where they cut it because of the PG-13 rating. Not a bad movie. I said a 7 out of 10. Annabelle Comes Home. I won't blast the movie with Annabelle Creation. I give that one an 8 out of 10, and it's because of, like, they just kept it at home to the Conjuring series. Didn't have a big setting. It takes place in a single house. It takes place in Ed and Lorraine's house. It's pretty good. Check that one out. And next time I get to the movies, I'll be doing some more reviews. I'm looking to see It too. This is the Biohazard Mike 88 channel. So, catch you later.